Short music for short people was released by Fat Records in 1999. It was released on CD format and later released on black record vinyl and on red record vinyl LP album vinyl. The red came on 280 copies. Now if you don't mind, I'm very busy right now picking my...
Ah, hello there, Leech Graham David. You just caught me reading my bedtime snack. Now what I'm really here for today is to discuss with you a very individual album, an album which over the years meant so much to me and to so many other people throughout the stars as well as throughout the years. Let's take a look at what the hell I'm talking about now. I'm talking about short music for short people, the omnibus, the compendium, the ombudsman of mighty desires. 101 bands coming together to form one album, all playing 30-second songs. Although not all of the songs, of course, are 30 seconds. They range from between, say, 10 seconds and maybe 40 or so. But as an average, 30 seconds. What a great idea for an album. And of course, that's 101 bands on my 101th episode here. That's great. That really ties in well. And I'm pleased to meet you. Hello. On the front here, we can see Fat Records presents short music for short people. And here's some alien characters and a dancing lady wearing a space costume because she's in space. On the ground, a record player, and in the background, a Martian spaceship. Now let's take a look at the reverse, having now exhausted the obverse, exhausted all there is to see of that side. So on the back here, there's no information other than the track listing, which is exhaustive to the mind's eye. Look at this. Lesson Jake, Good Riddance, Chicks Dig It, Living In, Bad Religion, High Standard, Mad Caddis, Screeching Weasel, One Man Army, The Damned, DOA, Sick of It All, No Effects, The Muffs, Snuff, Useless ID, it goes on and on and on. So many bands all contributing what they think is a good song for this album. And as you can see here, it goes from track 1 to track 101. And if you have the CD version, the KUD version, it has tracks 99, 100 and 101 all included as track 99 because most CD players will only play up to 99 tracks. Let's take a look inside to observe what it deserves. The record, this is for those who are uninitiated and unpilfered and untouched by nature's rosy flowerings. This is the physical media of the music. Let's take a further look inside the sleeve. A bumper version of the booklet that came with the CD version. Now what I mean by that is that if you bought the CD version of this, the CD booklet is about the same size as the CD, but because this is the record version, the booklet is larger because it came with a record. Now I did indeed have this record on CD, but what happened was I lent it to my niece and I never got it back. My young niece, Alice. Are you watching, Alice? I never got it back, did I? No. And that album version was rather special to me because I decided to get all of the different bands to sign inside it. So for example, I'd have Useless ID page, it'd be signed by Useless ID. I had a couple in there signed. No, I haven't got it anymore. So thank you very much, Alice. And this is the booklet, and as you can see in here, each page covers 4 different bands that appear on it. So here, Consumed, Mr. T Experience, Gua and Lagwagon. 4 great bands, exactly the sort of bands that take me to the brink of excitement, night after night, desire after strange desire. Here again, DOA, Pulley, Vandals, Pennywise. Great, it really is a who's who compendium of the bands of that era being, I believe, the late 90s. Yes, back then. And one more go. Body Jar, The Muffs, H2O, and Nicotine. Although, on a side note, now I've seen this, there's one song on this whole album, on this whole 101 song album, that I just don't like. There had to be a stinker, didn't there, amongst it all. It's this H2O song, Mr. Brett, Please Put Danny Gun. That is not a good song. It's not a good song. And just in case you didn't hear, rewind what I just said. Now, I'm going to move on to the physical media of the album, which lies within this traditional white paper sleeve. This was repressed a number of years after its release on red record color, which is represented here by a red record color. And I'm going to utilise this interesting shaped lamp here to have a look at the red of it. Can you see the red of it? You can see the red of it. Then we're both seeing the red of it. And here on the label, unfortunately, there's no track listing, because if there was, it'd be ever such small words, wouldn't it? So on one side, Side A, Fat Records, 101 Band, short music for short people. And on the other side, of note, this is stiff to turn. Oh, and on the other side, short music for short people, 50 minutes, Fat Records, Side B. Let's take a sample of one side to see if it's any good by listening to it. I don't know where to start, they're all good. Oh, I know which one I'm going to listen to. Oh, that spoffed me right off, that one. I flipping love that song, and I'm going to turn this back over, if I may, to the other side. It's a bit of a grind to turn this album around, but once you do, it's worth it, because on this side there's lots of decent tracks too. I'm going to take a listen to a song from this side to see if it brings me my wholesome desires. It does, and now I'm going to test it again. I'd rather you looked away while I was testing my wholesome desires, because it could be rather slushy. I'm going to listen now. Now. What a fantastic compendium. One of the good merits of an album like this is that you buy it on the strength of maybe a band or two that you know on it. And there's so many other bands on it that you don't know. And you're going to discover them by watching and listening to this album to appreciate all these new bands and what they can bring to you. So as such, it was probably quite a challenge to these bands to submit a good song which sums them up. So it was from this album that I realised that bands like Green Day and Blink-182 are a pile of old shit that I never want to listen to again. But other bands like the Vandals, High Standard, there's so many great songs on here, isn't there? They're really good. There's Snuff, there's Dog Piss, there's a plethora of good songs. No Use for a Name, all of the Fat Records favourites are on here. Bracket Song, what a song, that's a lovely one. There's a Will Mackenzie song, what a song, that's a good one too. The Bouncing song, what a song, that's a really good song. I could harp on about all this all day long, and all night long, on a cold winter's night like this, on a cold winter's night, when all you want to do is huddle up inside with a glass of wine, maybe joking about the people at work that you don't like with another colleague who's equally mean. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to go and put this on my spinning turner, on my rotary spinning turner, and I'm going to dance the night away by myself, because you may know I don't actually know anybody in the world, which is a little bit of a shame. It might seem that I do, but if you think that, if that's the way it comes across, you're completely wrong and you've misjudged me. So not only are you wrong, you're a bad judge of character. Now you're going to have to go back to the drawing board about that, aren't you? I'll see you next time. Thank you ever so much for watching my video. It means a lot to me, ever so much. And you've learned a thing or two about this record, no doubt, during your watching time of this video, of this record, of this album, which is short music for short people, which is of course a play on the words of fat music for fat people, which was Fat Records' very first compendium album, which was released in the earlier 90s. Do you know what I'm saying? So once again, thank you very much. If you must enter a church, do it begrudgingly, and do it with a reason in mind, maybe a reason to mock, or a reason to defecate in there. Yes? Don't just go in there because you're a little bit bewildered, a little bit interested in the goings-on in there, because the goings-on in there are ill-considered, and of course harmful to children. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you when the wind blows, or when it doesn't, because who can judge when the wind's going to blow, other than a meteorological expert, like the people on TV, but they regularly get it wrong, don't they? You're quite often sitting there watching the weather, thinking, oh, that means I can go out tomorrow, it's not going to rain, oh good, I can start making plans, and then you wake up the next morning, and it's raining, and you wait a while longer, and it's still raining, your plans are out of the bloody window, everything's ruined, because you put your faith in someone you don't know, you put your faith in a weather system, and it's ripped to shreds. Well, this is a system that's not going to rip you to shreds. This is the system of 101 great songs. And that's a great thing, isn't it? So have a good night. Ta-ra, loves.
Thank you ever so much for watching my very good video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Very Good channel and come back next week for another very good video. A video to watch now. It's a good video.